to Jeweled Apple. Today we'll be covering stories from the murder to mischief of monkeys in the LFID. Here today, our first story is one of the top students getting killed by a fire extinguisher. Now, for the burning question, was it an accident or was it murder? Perhaps these questions will be answered by our reporter Layal on the scene.
All we know so far from the witnesses is that Noah was talking with her friend Vivian next to the fire extinguisher. Vivian was fiddling with the fire extinguisher when all of a sudden the fire extinguisher exploded on the poor victim's head. She fell to the ground bleeding. She's right now in the emergency room recovering from this fatal accident. Back to the anchors.
And from one loss to another, let's go visit Paloma from the Richford Mental Hospital where she was kept due to her violent actions. Here we have Marisa reporting from the institution.
Hello, I'm currently in the mental hospital where Paloma is currently staying. She has been sent here because she threw two poor students off the stairs. And so yeah, Paloma, why did you throw those poor students?
Well, simply they were insulting my person. They were challenging my intellectual IQ. I could not let two stupid, poor victims insult my person. That is not in my plans.
But you know, violence is not always the answer, right?
Well, it is in this occasion because I got them to shut up.
Okay. So, what was your relationship with the victims? Were they your friends, family, or classmates?
They were classmates. I didn't really talk to them. They were messing around with me, I messed around with them. But challenging my IQ went too far.
Okay. And what did you think about the fight? Do you think they deserved it?
Well, if they mess with someone they don't wanna, then they get what they deserved. They messed around with me, so now they are in the hospital. Don't mess with the one you don't want to.
Is the mental hospital helping you in any way?
Not at all. They give me medicines for lunch, medicine for breakfast, medicine for dinner. I cannot even eat normal food anymore. They only give me someone to talk with. I don't need anyone to talk with. I need to get out of here. I don't deserve to be here. I did nothing wrong. Only defend myself.
What would you say to the victim's family?
I will tell them to respect me, and I'll tell them to educate their child better.
As we can see, Paloma should probably stay here for a while. And back to you to the studio.
A striking story, I must say. And now we have an unfortunate yet fortunate story about anonymous hacking into the school grading system and increasing the children's grades. Here we have a live report by our reporter Aren Gilani right outside the ICT room.
I'm reporting live at the computer screen where the grading system was hacked over here.
Did you find any suspects?
Yes, but they have been released.
How did you know they were the suspects?
Well, they lied and said that they did it, but it was not them because we fully checked their accounts and there was nothing suspicious. But a few minutes ago, when the grading system was hacked, the screen was left open, as you can see over here. And we checked the account information on the computer, and it was Thomas from Cesium who did it. We kept on asking him why did he do it. He said, I don't know, so we suspended him for 3 weeks.
It must have been a blast for the students. Now it's time for our exclusive interview with Mr. Zuhaira Sikander on a terrifying incident with an almost deadly snake on the loose.
Welcome, Mr. Zuhaira Sikander, to the studio.
Hello.
But first, this portion of the show is sponsored by So Sleeping Pillows, bringing the best comfort in any night. Alright, Ms. Sikander, where was the snake last found?
Well, the snake was last found in a locker. It was when my friend and I, Eleanor Higgins, we decided to keep our notebooks in her locker because I didn't have the key to mine.
Mm-hmm.
We had finished our classes and we went down the stairs. And she opened her locker, and from there jumped out a snake, grabbing hold to her hand. It injected its venom into her arm, and her cries were agonizing. We could hear it from a mile away.
That sounds absolutely horrendous. How is your friend doing? Can you explain some of her symptoms?
Well, I went and visited her last night at the hospital, and her symptoms are nausea, constant nausea, and she's bleeding a lot from her nose, and her veins have turned purple for some reason. I think it's due to the venom being injected.
Uh-huh.
And she has constant migraines, like the other students.
So you're implying that your friend wasn't the only one to get bit?
No, she was not. There were 12 other students that got bit. And those students are from toddlers to high schoolers, which means that the snake has been in both courts because our school divides the elementary side and the high school side, which means the snake has gone from both courts and we can't locate it.
Goodness gracious. Should the students still stay in the school after this terrible occurrence?
Well, the majority of the parents are demanding for the school to be temporarily shut down until they find where the snake is and who let the snake in the school. They definitely want that person or student expelled.
Thank you very much for being on set with us today.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Incredibly terrifying, really. I can hardly imagine being one of those poor students getting bitten. Now, as for Gemma reporting about a student's beloved goldfish found dead. What can you tell us, Miss Gemma?
A student in CZM named Victoria went to feed her a fish, but she found the goldfish, not just a goldfish, her goldfish, dead in the fish tank, and she was devastated. Who could do such a horrible crime? Gaspar admitted that he wanted to eat the fish. He killed it, but they caught him red-handed. Victoria was angrier than anything.
Why would Gaspar want to eat the goldfish?
Oh, he wore a shirt that said, "I love fish meat." We can clearly see that he likes to eat fish. And he was punished. He was suspended for 2 days. And his mother didn't buy fish ever again. She also forced him to cut onions.
Do you think Gaspar was punished properly for his atrocious crimes?
It wasn't strict enough. His mother needed to take away his PlayStation so he couldn't be able to play Zelda, Breath of the Wild, or far worse. Who knows? You can invent a punishment. All of the CCM students agreed that killing a goldfish is an atrocious crime. But we're fine with Victoria pushing Gaspar in the fish tank.
What an odd occurrence. Now for a little lighthearted fun about some naughty monkeys stealing some very useful COVID tests. We have our reporter Jasmine covering this case.
Reporting live from the nurse's office. An incident took place this morning when the 6th graders were going to the nurse's office. As per the students, a monkey jumped out of the nurse's outfit and grabbed a few COVID tests. Then 5 more monkeys came in and played with some COVID tests.
Did the monkeys harm the students in any way?
No, the janitor intervened and chased all the monkeys away. As the students were going back to their classes, a giant monkey with a green dress appeared and stole every single COVID test. However, this mysterious monkey quickly disappeared and hasn't been seen since.
What is the school doing about this?
The school remains on high alert and the students are being sent back home.
I can only hope those tests came out negative. Last but definitely not least, we have the tragic yet lovely story on CZM's latest mascot. Gaspar Garrity has an interesting story on this case.
Yes, Ayan. So today I am at the famous LFID school to assist to the coronation of Soso Susi the Sloth Sleepy. Sadly, we cannot record him because he doesn't want to, but we have here with us Reiko, a student from CZM, that will describe us everything. So, Reiko, how are you?
I am fine, and thank you.
Welcome. I heard by your classmates that the coronation of Soso is because of the death of Munchiman.
Yes, actually it is. He died sadly. I was actually there when it happened. I heard ripping from a corner, and I saw the shadow of my classmates, Noah and Vivian. Before I was about to report it, there was a flick of a light. There was Muchiman's corpse and his insides separately on the floor.
So, 1 minute of silence for Mochiman. Okay, finished. Now, describe us the coronation, Reiko, please.
Normally there will be a priest in the middle. But as
a
you
real priest?
No, we're too broke to hire one. So there will be a priest, and it will be a classmate, and there will be So-So in the middle, and you might hear a song right now.
Yes.
I was
wondering what is it?
It's actually the theme song of The Lion King.
It's good. It's a good song for a coronation.
Of course it is.
Okay.
We choose the best songs.
Maybe not. Okay, thank you, Reiko.
And there we have it. 7 wondrous stories from LFID. Remember, we always go live on Wednesdays. See you guys next week.